billions, monies that his many generations yet unborn will not be able to spend. And you wonder, why does he need all of that money? But he says he wants to secure his future, a future that he's not promised of, because nobody is promised even of tomorrow. It is by the grace of God that we see tomorrow. So there's a high level of greed, not national greed, though, because some people say greed. No, it's not light, it's not band-aid. It's a high level of greed that takes away our capacity as a country. And if we don't shun this level of greed, then nothing will be able to happen in our lives. We will constantly wallow and not be able to achieve the full potential God has set for us as a nation. And please hear me right. We blame our politicians for this greed. But we, the citizens, are the greediest. Because you forget that all of this starts from the people. Just a minute, please. And when all of this starts from the people, then you do not have a nation. Because most of the people that are calling out politicians and are saying they are greedy, most of them at some point were once citizens, they had not held position. But the greed continued once they got into position, because our governmental system now has built an ecosystem where corruption thrives. And you see, corruption will always be paid for by the masses. Because how do you pay for corruption? You pay for corruption when you don't have quality health care. So all of us, one way or the other, pay the price of corruption because of our greed. When you look at it critically, you're wondering, why are people doing what they are doing? Why are they so hell-bent on collecting what doesn't belong to them? Why are relationships not working? Because the woman has a mentality of, his money is our money, but her money is for her. That's greediness. You say you love somebody, you are building a home, you want somebody to take you out every single day, you don't want to also spend on the person, and you think you are wise. So it's a lot of greed that goes on one way or the other. And really, when you ask this same woman, where do you want to take this money to? She said, oh, I want to buy a bag for myself. Are you going to take those things everywhere? Rather than building and help developing your home. You see, that thing has made a lot of men leave marriages, when a woman tries to feel that she's smarter or wiser than the man. If two of you are coming together for collective, well, yes, I know the man should be able to put the most resource, but two of you are coming together for collective effort for development. And one person is feeling wiser than the other. Oh, it's the man's money we should spend. Some women will even go ahead and go and build homes outside, and they'll never tell the man. In fact, there was a story of a woman that the house they were living in was the woman's house, and they were paying rent, and the man was paying rent. And he knows how the man will struggle every part of the month to be able to get, every part of the year to be able to get that money out. And when you see things like this, the man finally discovers, he says, I can't trust you. Because in the bit of trying to think you're smart, you're greedy. You can't share, you can't build, politicians steal. So there's a pervasive national greed. And it's across every place of worship. Did they not take MMM to churches? You see, that's why I speak the facts here. Impact Rufai is a life-changing encounter. Was it not in churches people did MMM? Mosques, places of worship, said they were helping each other. But they knew it was a Ponzi scheme. Because they were so greedy about the rate of returns. Why would you give somebody 100,000, 200,000, and the next thing he's giving you 400,000 in a couple of weeks? And you don't know that that's a Ponzi just to set you up. Because for every Ponzi scheme, there's something I call a setup, where they make you look like you are winning. You think you are gaming the system. Because they know that you are greedy, it will make you feel like you're winning. So when it gets to a point, they cut you off and they take all. That's why you see a betting man, when he starts betting, they will make him win first. And when it gets to a point, they take it out. So there are many MMMs going on. And that's why you see Nigeria always fall for Ponzi scheme. And please, if you fall for a Ponzi scheme, don't call me to come and defend. Because when you were investing, you didn't open your eyes. That's why I'm preaching this message. If you fall for it and they take your money away, stay there with them. If I see your message in my inbox, I will not listen to you. I fight for the rights of people, but I don't fight for the right of stupidity. I must have to clarify it. I fight for the rights of people, but I don't fight for the rights of stupidity. When they were promising you endless returns, that you know it's not empirical, they are regulated tools if you want to make investment. There's a money market recognized by SEC. It will give you a couple of percentage of returns. Keep it that way. They are fixed deposits. But you will not put your money there. You will go and put your money in an unrecognized system. There are stocks in the stock market you can buy. You will not put your money there. You are looking for money doublers everywhere. It's your greed that is speaking. As please, I beg you, don't ever send me those messages. Don't ever. That's why I'm preaching this message. To come and fight for you, because I was not there when you invested. If your right is being violated and all of that, I will, speak, amplify your voice. That's what God called me to do. But I'm not here to be running around for stupidity, because you know that that thing was greed in the first place, and you went into it because you wanted to double your money. And when the going was good, when they were giving you the setup, making some quick gains, you didn't come to meet me. So with due respect, leave me out of it. Enough of all these messages. Because you have an innate greed. It is only the greedy ones that it flees. So we have a national greed system where people are just perpetually greedy. It's not national greed. It's not band A. It is greed that makes you, after you say I do to a woman, stick with her. No, you want to sleep with black, you want to sleep with white, you want to sleep. Now you've caught venereal disease. Now you are praying. Your home is about to be shattered. Your wife finally got wind of your infidelity. Now you are looking for people to beg. Don't call me to come and beg such stupid beg. When you were doing it, you didn't know that time. We told you, stay fidel to your wife. As you say, I do, is as is unto death. Stay fidel to your wife. Woman, stay fidel to your husband. But you are the one that want to be married and still collect free gifts from an admirer. You forget that a wolf, the posh belle. There is no free gift in this world. Anybody that gives you a gift wants something in return from you. There is no free gift in this world. Those are the mindset of greed I need to purge out. That's why I say, see, if you listen to Impact Rufai, there is no how your life cannot change. Since we have been doing this for about 1 or 2 years, we've built champions, we've built people of integrity, people that have started businesses, we've built nations. We've impacted communities for God. We've built champions, innovators. And you hear the testimony every Sunday. We are not here to build mediocrity. And God gave me this platform that Impact Rufai is supposed to be for impact for national development. That's why I come here every Sunday. Because this is my ministry. It's my assignment to God. This is as unto my worship to God. That's why I laugh at you people that say, Rufai, you're not going to church. This is my church. I've been doing this for over 10 years across radio stations in Lagos, and even for close to 20 years on radios all over the country, in GFM radio and the like. This is my ministry. This is my church. This is what God will ask me. All of you listening to me and my brethren, because God will ask me, did you preach the gospel of liberation? Did you tell the people of God the truth about what I told you to tell them? Nobody will be able to tell you this in some churches. I'm telling you today. In fact, they will pamper your greed. A church that knows that the member is stealing, exploiting people, and you are collecting offering from this one. You too are part of the national greed. That's why this is a church without bread. I will never ask you to bring 1 naira. What we do is we have people that have needs. If you are led, meet their needs. Before you even meet their needs, look at it. If you are not led, please don't. I will never ask you for 1 naira here. But here we are doing a lot of impact. Look at that brother we are working with out of Nasarawa. I put his number on the partner with him, impact, based on your leading. But me here, I will never say, oh, bring this, let me double it. No. Because this is a great unction. And we're here to speak the hard truth. It's an unconventional style. That's why you see I don't quote the Bible a lot, but the lessons, and it's trans-denominational, because God did not only send me to Christians, God sent me to Muslims, God sent me to atheists, God sent me to unbelievers. And that's why the day I have atheists call me on the show, I am happy. Because God also sent me to those that don't believe in God. But I will preach that value. And I will not force God on you. You will walk your journey yourself. At your time, you will find him. And if you don't find him, as long as you live your life in betterment of humanity, that's my concern. So there's a national grid system. A lot of you are worse than the politicians. Don't deceive yourselves. Ordinary in your space of work, you are the one that must sleep with a young NYC girl because you see she's fresh before you sign a paper. And you are the one going to church to lift up holy hands. They are calling you brother impacts. What impact are you making? The impact some of you have made is to sleep with every girl possible under your units. You know yourself. That's greedy. And you have a wife in the house. And it's not because your wife is not beautiful, that's why you cheat. It's because you are innately greedy. You have no self-control. Aja jati jati ikeji aja. Yeah. This message is tough, and it's tough love for you to succeed. Desist from your ways. Because greed does not establish a man. Greed pulls a man down. The Yorubas have a saying. They say, Ifam fani lashoya. What it means is, a wolf will tear clothes off your back. Ifam fani lashoya. Ifam fani lashoya. It means a wolf. When you always get free things, when you are so greedy because you get free things, it will tear off your value system. So don't deceive yourself. We're fighting a problem of greed, societal greed. And the earlier we start to tackle this, the better it is for us. People prefer to steal money they will never take to anywhere. The reason why Africa as a subcontinent is poor is because the massive nature of greed. That's why you see an average African leader want to sit tight in power. If he has truly built sustainable legacy, he will not want to sit tight in power. A true leader should be able to wrap up his agenda in 4 years. If you know what you are set out to be. Till today, we still talk about the likes of the Latif Jakonde. In 4 years, the things they did. He started the rail line. In 4 years. He built schools. Anyway, they called it mushroom schools, but he solved the problem. He built housing estates. He built infrastructure. This man didn't have fancy cars. He was driving his Toyota Crown or something. Properties are named after him. Streets are named after him in Ikoyi. He didn't have any place in Ikoyi. He lived in the Lupeju till he died. So these are the kind of things we see in society. But some people, like my brother here, is saying they are real umbilical wambia. That's my words. Greed. They're talking about national grid. You see some people, they own filling station, they will go and alter the meter. So that when they sell 5 liters, it's 2 liters they sold. And the funny thing is that the grid quotient goes on because even the department of that is in government that's supposed to check them, they know that the meter is altered, but they too will do shakpele, give me money in my hand. So it's a national grid system that we need to break. And that's why I see sustainable society can have sustainable growth. A society that has sustainable grid cannot meet its sustainable need. Write that down. A society that has sustainable grid can never meet its sustainable need. Because the world has enough to meet human need, not human greed. A society that has a sustainable greed can never meet its sustainable need. Take, for instance, a society that has sustainable greed in the power sector, where people cannot do their jobs properly, can never meet the sustainable need of providing power. A society that has a sustainable greed in the healthcare sector, where money for infrastructure are not used to build the infrastructure, can never meet the sustainable need of quality healthcare. A society that has sustainable greed in the aviation sector can never meet the sustainable need of good quality flights without time delays. As long as there's greed, there will be a need, because greed causes more need. The greedier you are, the greedier you become. You will see that before your prayer points, because you were greedy, was just the Lamborghini. From Lamborghini, you say, if I can buy, like, why can I buy private jets? But look at it, the Lamborghini you bought, you couldn't drive it on the streets of your area. Because you were the local government chairman that they gave money to do that road, but you stole it. So you can't continue this way. And that's why we are wallowing in abject poverty as a nation, because we cannot meet our need. The reason why we can't meet our need is the greed. Greed is the reason why humanity cannot meet its need. For every time you see that needs are not being met, some people are greedy. Do you know that there's so much hunger and poverty in Africa? But do you know that also in the West, they waste food worth billions? That all the food they waste in the West, because they are greedy, they don't want to ship it here, and because they have business interests, if they decide to take all the waste food that are still mostly goods that you see in supermarkets and things like that, and ship it here, it will be able to feed all the hungry people. There will be no hungry people in the African continent and in the world. But people are greedy because of what they want to do. So, you can't continue this. A national grid system is a deterrent to national productivity. A nation that is greedy can't be productive. Have you ever wondered why at some point China, I know it's extreme, but China said they should kill corrupt people? Because when somebody is greedy, you can't be productive. And when you are greedy, you institutionalize corruption. You will look for means to justify it. In fact, you will look for the legal system to justify corruption. You will pay the best lawyers to bend the law. Come and talk on television in your favor. Greed system. Greed system. I want to make an announcement this morning. A very dear friend of mine, a very great patriot for this country, passed. Colonel Hassan Labo. And please, I want all of us here. Used to be a very good public analyst, had so much passion about this country. I want all of us here to help me do something. I'll give out his number. He's passed anyway, but the family relative picks up the phone. I want you to reach out to them and ask them, how can you be part of the burial? I beg you. That's for me, begging you. His number is 0802 339 3239. Any support you can give to Colonel Hassan Labo's family. Very dear friend of mine, used to come on, really talk about, analyze security issues. Very passionate man about this country. I think that's the least honor I and this VOP family can give somebody like Colonel Hassan Labo. Because these were men that were not greedy. They could have amassed a lot. But no, it was for the service of their fatherland. A couple of weeks ago, we heard he slumped and he passed. 0802 339 3239. Just call the family up or send them a message, say from Rufai, and ask them, please, how can we be part of the burial? Anything you are led to do, please just do for them. Anything you are led to do, please just do for them. These are unsung heroes. That's why I chose to celebrate him. And since we couldn't celebrate him while he was alive, probably in death, we will give him his due honor. 0802 339 3239. And I think he also has one number here, 0811 570 4690. That's Colonel Hassan Labo. That was his number while he was alive, but his family numbers will pick it up. Just please, if you can call 0802 339 3239, 0811 570 4690, 0802 339 3239, 0811 570 4690. Let's open up the phone line this morning. Guys, just try to reach out. Just say from Rufai and the Voice of People family, just from Rufai, so that they'll know where the number is coming from. And please, just reach out to the family and say, how can you help it? Anything you can give to them, just give to them this period. Please, God will bless you as you do it. You can't have a greedy nation and not have a needy nation. The reason why there's so much need in our society is because of the greed. You can't have a greedy nation and not have a needy nation. You want to call the show live, 0818 099 1991. 0818 099 1991. 0818 099 1991. 0818 099 1991. That's the phone lines to call on the show today. Hello, how are you? Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Morning, how are you? What's the name? Where are you calling from? Please turn on the volume of your radio set so we can hear you. Hello. Please turn on the volume of your radio set so we can hear you. Right. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Good morning, sir. Rufai.
Morning. How are you, madam? It's been a while.
Well, Honestly, my daughter has been sending you messages on this very particular line. But maybe it's the message. Rufai was saying, do you believe that up till now, I've cried for many radio station governments giving the full response to treat me up till now. And my leg, I've done 3 times operation in Desila Hospital with the help of good Nigeria, especially Wale Popopo from the other radio station. Up till now, my daughter got admission 4 years. She has finished secondary school at the age of 14 years. Up till now, she got admission in National Open University, when she has been training herself, frying akara, frying chinchin. Up till now, government didn't even respond even to train my children, even to treat me. Up till now, I can't walk with my leg. I can't walk.
It is well. It is well.
I will not even recognize me. They have not like as you saw me before when you gave me bedsheet. When I was in the uncompleted building, when you gave me bedsheet, you gave me 10,000. Then I'm not like that again. No.
Well.
What I want you to have me to do, even if it is floor,
You?
Hello, good morning, sir.
Morning, bless you.
Yeah, happy new month to you, sir.
Happy New Month, yeah. Bless you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Opportunity. Good name.
Okay.
Yes, I am calling from Mojo.
Good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to appreciate you for the topic you bring out. And I also want to use this opportunity to let you know my situation that I've been facing, which I'm taking drugs for it, and it did not work. It's an eye issue. I took drugs on September to November. It did not work with the help of the VOB friend. Okay, it did not work. So I have to run another test to know what the problem is. I went to Madam Sussex Hospital, the lady that normally comes to GOP to do her advert. So when I went there, she got tests on me. She carried out general body tests on my body. And she said that the 9 organs that is controlling the eyes, that I'm only surviving with one. That another thing is that I'm having ulcer.
Can you please go to a proper general hospital, please? A proper hospital. Can you please go to a proper hospital?
I don't know anywhere in this place. It's because of my head. I do hear her.
No. Go to a proper government recognized hospital and let them run a test. Let a proper physician see.
I don't have the support to go.
You don't have the support to go.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't have the support to go.
Okay. Call out your number. We'll see if people can respond to you and give you financial support. Call out your number. But please go to a proper hospital, please. I beg you. Yeah.
Okay, sir. My number is 090.
Yeah.
65.
Yeah.
87.
Yeah.
64.
Yeah.
78.
Okay. That's it. Thank you. Hello. How are you?
Hello.
Morning. Great to have you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm sure I'm calling from the UK.
Okay. Go ahead. Talk to me.
First of all, I communicate with the family of your friends.
Yeah.
I communicate with them. May God give them the fortitude to get the lost.
Yeah.
Secondly, Rufai, you know, in the UK,
What?
there was a period.
Yeah.
Did a research on how to manage food waste.
Yeah.
But imagine what people are going in that, what people are experiencing in Africa, just as you said.
Yeah.
Hunger all over the land. Greedy people, greedy set of politicians. You buy an expensive car and there is no motorable roads. Why are people like this? Why are people like this? Why? In fact, if I start to be talking, we cannot end the conversation. conversation today.
It is well.
I just take God fitness. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Right. So we keep the calls off. 0818099191. Hello, how are you? Hello? Wow. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Rufai. Good morning, sir.
Morning, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Manjem Pharmaceutical Company. Good morning,
Oh, Manjem, how are you? Good morning. Talk to me. How's the outfit going?
We thank God. Happy Sunday to you.
Happy Sunday.
Yeah, we thank God. We thank God. I just came back from morning mass. I said, let me say hello to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Well done. Thank you very much for a good job done, and I really appreciate your wonderful gesture and your moral support you always give to Nigerians and encouragement.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. I want to bring some clarification. I want to tell you some things and about the challenges that we are having in the north. In this present situation, it has been so devastating for our people in this, especially people in Nasarawa, because on the fuel price hike has affected and distorted so many activities we couldn't be able to reach out.
Manjem, please call me back. Oh, the network is so bad. Hello, how are you? Hello? Hello? Please do well to call me back. And please turn off the radio before you call. Please turn off the radio before you call. It's really important. Hello, how are you? Please turn off the radio before you call. Hello, how are you?
Hi, Mr. Rufai. Good morning.
Morning, bless you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is John. I'm calling from Dubai.
Good to have you. Talk to me.
Yeah, first and foremost, I've reached out to the family of the late Colonel.
Okay.
Yeah, I just spoke to his elder brother right now.
Good.
Yeah.
Did you tell him from me?
Did
you tell him from Rufai?
Yes, I told it just from you. He said he sent a letter to Rise through you. And, we had a conversation.
Yeah.
I like what you're doing. God bless you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
These are kind of conversations we have to have on a national level, because honestly, what is wrong with Nigeria is not. Our leaders are a reflection of whom we are.
Yes.
Honestly.
Yes.
Because I remember a day I went to Corn Oil, the one opposite NACO, close to Murtala Mohammed International Airport, to buy fuel. I drive a Mercedes Benz. My driver and I pulled up at the airport at the police station. My tank was at quarter tank, so I wanted to fill up. I pick my family from the airport. I bought 105 liters of petrol and the tank did not full. And I know that the tank of that car is 100 liters. So if I had a quarter tank, I had at least 25 liters. I bought 105 liters at the tank. I called for the manager. The manager wanted to know who I am. I said, no, you don't need to know who I am. I am a customer who came here to buy petrol. And I'm telling you that there's something wrong with your meter. While we had the argument, someone who drives Keke came down and told me, you know, from there, say you get money, you don't go to argue for fuel. I told them, looked at him, I am fighting for your own interest. You come here every day to buy fuel. Apparently, for every 10 liters you buy, you get 7 liters or 6 liters. I am fighting for your interest. If it was just for me, I would buy this fuel and drive out of this place. Because at that point, I was already calling DPR. And when that guy made that statement, I told the DPR guys, don't worry. I paid for the fuel and I drove off. The people you are fighting for don't even want you to fight for them.
Tell me about it. The people I'm fighting for are the ones that abuse me the most. So I'm in that game. I know it. The people I'm fighting for their interests are the ones that abuse me the most every day. But I don't care. I'm doing it for God. I'm doing it for my own sake. Yeah. That's just it.
I appreciate what you're doing. I know it takes a lot. I know it takes a lot of backlash for you to do what you're doing. I appreciate what you're doing. And bro, God will bless you.
Amen.
God will bless you.
Amen.
God will bless you. We need to talk about these things, because if we don't talk about these things, making the same mistake and be expecting different results.
Amen. Thank you so much, my brother. God bless you. I really appreciate it. Hello, how are you?
Hello. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Penny.
Bless you. What's your name, sir? Oh, we lost that. I mean, me, in this just wise, you see, all my fights is because God sent me. This is me fulfill destiny of God in my life. It's not about man. That's why the praises of man does not get into my head. Because I know the praise of man is fickle. They praise you today, they abuse you tomorrow. And I've seen people, most of the people before the elections that used to praise me. After the election, when I spoke the truth to power, they stopped praising me. They used to say, oh, I used to be your fan, but I'm not your fan. That's why when people say they're my fan, I take you with a pinch of salt. Me, I don't deceive myself. Oh. I don't believe it's any man that has my destiny in my hands. Oh. It's God that has it in his hands. So if you say you love me today, you don't love me tomorrow because I spoke the truth based on my convictions through God, that's your prerogative. I had many people say, oh, I used to like you before. But the moment politics started and I said things the way they are, I didn't favor their political party. They say, Rufai, it's enough. Go. In fact, I know some people that like me then because their candidate was going to run and I said something that didn't favored them over the other candidates. They were happy. They said, I'm not for anybody. I'm for my Lord Jesus Christ. That's all I'm for. That's the only person that is too sure, like people will say. The other person, nah, not sure. Now God sure pass. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, bless you.
Hello?
I can hear you. The volume of your radio set is loud.
Hello, sir.
So if it's loud, you are and you want to hear yourself, you can't hear me.
I so much like
Please turn off the volume of your radio set for me to hear you.
Hello, good. Come on.
Very good. What's your name?
My name is Andrew. Brother Andrew Obodo.
Okay, go ahead.
Brother Andrew Obodo, this is my first time of hearing your news. I thank you very much. And God will give you the strength. Continue. No evil, no witch can weigh you down in Jesus' name.
Amen.
And I would like to, the ordinary day, I would love to discuss with you because I so much love somebody like you. If you are 2 or 3, at least in society, at least this country will at least will be better. But when you are in the midst of the evil ones, they won't like people like you. But I will tell you, continue. God will give you the strength in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you. I appreciate it.
We will talk in some other time with you. But this is my number. This is my bloody number. So if you can record it, then we'll talk. And another day,
no problem. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Morning, how are you? What's your name? Bless you, how's it going?
Yeah. It's me, Manjem Pharmaceutical, sir.
Oh, yeah, Manjem. Go on, continue, yeah, as you were saying.
Thank you very much for a good job, well done. One thing I want you to know, Mr. Rufai, is that you are not doing it in vain. You have set a record of the memorial. Because if people like you are not stood in the gap for people like us, we don't have opportunity to speak on the media now. Who recognizes the world? But thank God that you are the voice for the hopeless. And I pray for you, sir. You will never die young. The plan of the enemy will never succeed over your life. Just be assured that God is your hope and you are living for Him. So once you put your trust in the Lord, forget it. Nobody can do you anything. If God is for you, nobody can be against you. The Bible never says they will not gather. So forget they must surely gather, for it shall not stand. So just be rest assured. So don't let anything feature you to make you to believe that they will not gather. Surely they will gather.
Yes, so that's why I don't take the words of men too seriously. Let's talk about this project because it's a project that is important. What are the problems you are facing?
Mr. Rufai, thank you very much. A lot of people have been calling, like I told you, Dr. Steve from Kaduna. So he promised to participate to join us for our next outreach. So, but because of the economic challenge now, so I've postponed the next outreach to be the end of this month, probably loss of price, maybe the government can still do, because the challenge is cost of transportation. It's affecting my colleagues, my staff that are going with me, the people partner with me. So the burden is so much on me. So we cannot afford some things in terms of the financial going to other villages. So because some of those villages you can't get there by car. So even though we enter, so we are going to charter bikes carrying vaccines, all our drugs. So sometimes those bikes can charge like 3,000 naira because of the bad roads. So these are the challenges. So we say let us hold on and keep praying, trusting God. Maybe the government can do something about it, whatever. Because in Abuja, 1 liter of fuel in black market is 1,300 naira per liter. So just imagine the people in the rural area. So that is the challenge we are having. So and again, Mr. Rufai, using this platform, I did want as many as those who can consider, because like last week, so I was able to get the medical, I was able to get the report from my people in the village there. They were complaining of like, so it's rampant. One, due to the local winds and poor environmental challenges. And again, there is no potable water. Mr. Rufai, these people are suffering. No borehole, nothing. Just imagine a whole community with them. They don't call their own king, they call it.
Okay. Oh, we lost that. Oh, okay. Manjam, we'll try to see if we can get you next week. Hello, how are you? Hello? Hello? Okay, we had a call, Phil. So 0818-099-1991, By before 9:50, I'll be out of here because I have a lot to do today. And also next week, it's going to be a shorter edition next week because I also have administration to do next week. But it promises also to be very great. So please don't forget to reach out to Corner House of Stan Labos family. And from 10 o'clock, we have a lot of messages that will be played back. Pray as you go this week, God will bless you. He'll make his face shine on for you and he'll protect you in your life. Hello, how are you?
Hello, good morning.
Bless you. Watching it.
Yes, I'm watching.
Okay.
Thank you for accepting my call.
Where are you calling from, sir?
I'm calling from Lekki.
Good. Talk to me.
Okay. So just to piggyback on what you said when you acknowledged that Jesus Christ is who you follow.
Yeah.
The Lord is who we follow. The Bible says that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of all wisdom. Yeah. And when Jesus was asked, what is the greatest commandment? He said the greatest commandment is love the Lord with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind. Yeah. And he said the second one is like it, love your neighbor as yourselves. So why I'm saying all this is that I think in Nigeria, as the Bible has taught us that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of all wisdom, we need to really take that to heart. We need to start seeking God with everything in every fiber of our being for direct, truthful wisdom that will direct us into the promised land. And we need to start loving our neighbors as ourselves. Why I say that is because my observations on Nigerians are very individualistic or tribalistic. So tribalistic in the sense that they want to take care of themselves and their family units. But outside themselves and their family units, they don't really care about the next person outside that bubble. But if we truly loved our neighbors as ourselves, as Jesus called us to do, and we came together in unity, there's so much we can achieve in unity. There's so much progress. There's so much sharing of wealth and abundance that we can achieve in unity. There's so much sharing of best practices, of ancient wisdoms passed from ancient communities. So much we can achieve in unity. There's so much of a force that we can apply, some big pressure we can apply on our government and our political system, when we stand in unity. So we need to really take on this call to love our neighbors as ourselves and truly create the paradise that we really can achieve when we start to work together. We've seen when we've come together for different causes. I wouldn't name the causes. We've seen when we've come together in different causes and the effect that we've had coming together as a community, how much power we wielded when we came together as a community. So I think we need to continue that, to come together in love for each other and move this country forward. And in terms of all these, you're going to say something?
I said thank you so much for that. I mean, that's very apt. Very, very apt. Very apt.
And I see that you also believe a lot of these high principles that Nigerians can engender and embrace to move doing in trying to reorientate the minds of Nigerians to become a bit higher and better, to achieve our full potential. And in terms of medical, all the medical issues that we're facing, one of the things I would recommend, I think a lot of Nigerians are aware of health insurance. Yeah. If you're able to buy health insurance, I mean, it's very accessible in Nigeria compared to other countries, advanced countries. You can get health insurance in Nigeria for as low as 1,000 naira, as well as 3,000 naira a month. And your private medical bills are taken care of. So Nigerians should look into health insurance. Either government health insurance or private health insurance. Go online, go on Google, type in health insurance. You should be able to find a very affordable plan that would really take care of you. And then we should also look into our nutrition. If we eat better, if we eat more natural, organic foods, fruits, vegetables, foods that are grown from rather than foods that are created in a factory, I think our health will be better for it. A lot of foods we're eating these days are processed oils, refined sugar, refined flour. All these things are not made and not good for our bodies. We need to go back to eating naturally and eating well and having healthy lifestyles, fitness, exercise, and all these things. Living like our ancestors did, who lived till they were 100. Let's go back to living like our ancestors did, and we'll be a lot better for it for our health. So
thank you so much, and thank you so much for throwing so much light into the conversation today. I mean, you need to be fit. I mean, I just came in after playing. I came on the show after playing tennis for about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour this morning. So I'm waking up early this morning to go play tennis, and that's why I can be on the show. And I mean, I've talked about my weight loss journey ad nauseum and my continuous healthcare lifestyle. I pray as you go this week, God will be with you. He will keep his face will shine over you. He will give you peace on every side, and everything bothering your mind, God will bring peace and sanity to you this morning. God bless you. Thank you guys so much for reaching us. The Twitter family too. You guys are on the platform. I think 1,600 of you are joining our live on Twitter, and also going out live on the radio 90.3 FM and Facebook and Instagram and all of that. And thank you guys so much. So we'll keep adding more platforms to this Impact Rufai family all around the world. And thank you guys so much. Really appreciate each and every one of you for your time this great Sunday morning. And we pray God will continue to bless you. He'll keep you, keep his face over you, and he'll give you peace on every side. So you can watch the message again on Twitter. Thank you so much. Even on Instagram. Thank you so much, Instagram family, for joining us. About 2,000 of you have been connecting live to the platform on Instagram. Thank you guys so much. And on Facebook, thank you guys so much for ending the broadcast on Facebook. So cumulatively, across all socials, we had about, let's say, close to 5K people. And 2,000 here, 3,000 here. It's a big family, and we keep growing every time. Bless you guys so much. And for all the millions of people that listen to us on the radio.
Guaranteed. VOP, Voice of the People. VOP, Voice of the People.
for the perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos, number 42, Muritala Muhammad International Airport Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in a beautifully appointed rooms featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your everyday need is met. We also offer complimentary pick-up and drop-off from the Lagos airport.
Take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant.
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So, why wait? Book your stay today and experience ultimate in comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort.
Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less. The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza champions, and cold berry ice cream, delights in every scoop. Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the pizza champions and cold berry ice cream at 11 Road by First Avenue, First Town, 28 Adenira Ogunsanya Street, Surulere, 13 Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1. Romeo's Pizza and cold berry ice cream. Romeo, the pizza champions.
A radio station is supposed to inform,
Recently, that people are getting to know about themselves, about their physique. That is women, black women.
educate,
So what you need to do now is go to www.
and also entertain you.
Chapter systems are offline.
Number one for today's hits and all-time favorites.
This is Voice of the People. But wait a minute. When it's time to speak your mind, where do you go? Don't go too far. Here at Voice of the People Radio, VOP 90.3 FM, we give you a voice.
Oga politician, this money where you carry come your constituency come dey distribute anyhow. No be say dem say make you distribute am. Na to do community work. Wetin happen? If you no fit do the work wey dem ask you to use the money do, return the money to government treasure. We need our money. Make people no call you ole o. If you do like ole, dem go call you ole.
Are you listening? Tune in to Matters every weekday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. right here on Voice of the People Radio, VOP 90.3 FM. Join Ikami Jide for an engaging exploration into the intricate world of global politics. We cover anything and everything from international relations to global political landscape. That's right. Matters is your daily dose of informed discussions, breaking down the latest political headlines and providing insights into the decisions that impact us all. Stay informed, stay engaged. Expand your knowledge and be part of the conversation that matters.
Broadcasting live from the Coco News Center, giving you the latest updates around the globe. This is
VOP 90.3 FM.
My guy, you better upgrade yourself and live in the city like a big boy.
That's the life of a city boy.
Even if you don't want to stay outside, YouTube is always there for you, you know.
I know, but no be every time person go dey open eye for YouTube, Instagram, Facebook because of update.
My guy, don't worry yourself. Tune to Voice of the People's Radio, VOP 90.3 FM. Listen to a radio station that keeps you up to date with the current news and talk shows, as well as business programs.
How to find good business ideas in Nigeria.
Listen and learn.
6 powerful strategies for discovering opportunities to make money in the Nigerian market.
Contribute and let's make a better society together.
I think it's the best for us in Nigeria. Actually, we are going to find it difficult for the first time, but in future we are going to gain it. If you can be able to be patient with it, it's the best.
Voice of the People's Radio, VOP 90.3 FM.
Tune in every day.
You are live on the Nighttime Show with Ryan. Let's have a conversation to promote healthy relationships and social issues all in one. The Nighttime Show is going to be fun, having segments like Dear Ryan, Confessions, Love Talks, Open Mic, and more will put you on the edge of a beautiful night. The Nighttime Show. It doesn't matter what ships you are on, just tune in every Tuesdays to Fridays on your number one People's Radio, Voice of the People, 90.3 FM.
You are listening to the number one station, the Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Do not touch that.
There comes a time in the affairs of man when the voice of the people stands unique, constantly challenging society's status quo. 90.3. It is a great place of fun and insight. It is a great place of learning. It could be your school on radio. It could be your life on radio. We are VOP, Voice of the People.
Good afternoon in Africa, good morning in the United States, and welcome to the third of our Africa-US forums for 2024. Today, Africa and the Diaspora. These monthly forums feature speakers from around the African continent and here in Washington, D.C. This forum is on the record and is being recorded and is being videoed by Voice of America. Video of this Zoom recording will be available on demand later on the USC Africa US website. The link is already in chat.
The voice is strong. It is the voice of the people.
Entertainment unparalleled. Satisfaction guaranteed. VOP, Voice of the People. VOP, Voice of the People.
VOP 90.3.
Non-partisan on TV, on radio. What do we need to do now? What do we need to focus on?
At first, I think the people need to believe in Nigeria again.
Number one,
too many people and too many Nigerians don't believe in Nigeria, and they have a
look at that.
And I will not be here. I will not be here to see.
Thank you for watching part 1 of this conversation. In case you are yet to watch it, I'll link it right here for you. Liking this video looks like a very simple thing, but it helps other people to find it. And subscribing to this channel means a lot. So do it. Do it now. Don't forget what we talk about here.
Do now, what do we need to focus on?
At first, I think the people need to believe in Nigeria again.
Number one,
too many people and too many Nigerians don't believe in Nigeria, and they have
look at that.
And I will not be here. I will not be here to say.
Thank you for watching part 1 of this conversation. In case you are yet to watch it, I'll link it right here for you. Liking this video looks like a very simple thing, but it helps other people to find it. And subscribing to this channel means a lot. So do it. Do it now. Don't forget what we talk about here: fellowships, scholarships, JAPA-ships, and experiences that help you discover Africa abroad. Let's get to part 2.
I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town.
Because they have their reasons. And I can't win the argument with them. Like they say Nigeria.
We're going to hear from her.
But the truth has to be said. That's the only country we've got.
That's it. For now, at least.
Can we zero down on the fact that that's the only country we've got? How we are going to do it, if you ask me, I don't know.
You don't have all the answers?
I don't have all the answers. Could it even be democracy that will take us to the promised land? It's up in the air. But we must never stop believing in Nigeria. Secondly, we must go out there, we must vote, we must keep an open mind. These things I'm asking are very difficult things.
Yeah.
Because you see, there's a Yoruba word called ubaka. What it means is that you become too sensitive. You become too uppity. You become too, aware that the next person is trying to cheat me.
So you're defensive.
Nigerians are like that. By default, we're defensive. Nigerians, they give to one too many people second chances and they fail them. Nigerians have heard too many politicians say, Picking way in fail, now they repeat. We'll give you another 10. After I failed you the first 10. And they feel hurt and hard done by.
Yep.
But you see, the thing about hope, and I think I'm happy that we're in the land of Winston Churchill. Because Winston Churchill puts it succinctly. He said, moving from one failure to another without losing your sense of enthusiasm.
He didn't say from one success to the other.
No, he said from one failure to another without losing your sense of enthusiasm. And I think that's where Nigerians should get into. That we die here mentality.
Yes. This one failed. That one failed.
Like, okay, but they killed us during the answers. Yes, but we must not leave our country alone.
True.
Because you see, the countries you run out to, people make it work.
That's it.
The likes of Canada and other Nigerians are running out today. If you didn't have the likes of your Trudeau, the current president's Prime Minister's father, Canada was almost at loggerheads. They had the Quebecois crisis. If you remember, they had the Front de Libération de Cuba, FAQ, sort of like a insurgent group that wanted to secede out of Canada. Petrol bombs and everything, declared a state of emergency. At some point, the guy became ruthless on them. But that was what birthed the new Canada.
That everybody's running to.
Because it was now, the guy now made policies like, oh, we have to be bilingual. We have to speak both English and French. We have to incorporate. I know Nigeria has not gone to that level. We've only made Nigeria, but we've not made Nigerians. That understand the peculiarities and the differences. Because
we have made Nigeria, but we have not made Nigeria.
If we have made Nigerians, then we should start saying one Nigeria doesn't mean you should discount as the fact that you're Igbo, you're Ibibio, you're Rivers. It means you should respect the fact that you are different. Then you should not look forward to a national goal that ties all of you together.
Yeah, the Nigerian dream. Which we are going to talk about.
It's not a thing to look down on Hanese and Igbo or look down on Afeni Ferry and say those pan social groups. No. They're a representation of the hopes and aspirations of a group of people too.
And the first and the only thing you know how to do is prescribe.
Because you see, the most important thing for me is I'm Nigerian.
Yep.
But let's not also forget I'm a Yoruba man. And those differences matter.
They do.
So that you understand the nuances. It's just like the case of Katsuma. If he probably recorded a video kicking a cat in Nigeria, nothing will happen.
Nothing.
But you did that in the UK, you should know that
it has consequences.
There are consequences.
Yes. Yoruba will say any sunje.
Yeah, so there are
I need
consequences.
to translate that.
So
person where they want born chop, they want roast them. They can't rob more everybody.
There are consequences, and that is also what Nigeria should understand. That we have differences, but there are consequences of us not coming out to vote. Underline the word tribes and tongues may differ. No, underline the word will differ.
Continue to differ.
In fact, not will differ. Tribes and tongues differ.
That's it.
But in brotherhood,
we stand.
We stand.
And I think it's important to quote where you took that from.
Yes.
That is from the original national anthem.
The first national anthem.
The first national anthem that was now switched to the one that we have today.
So tribes and tongues will differ.
But in brotherhood,
we should stand.
So whoever changed that started all.
So stop when you are trying to sell the Nigerian dream or the Nigerian project. Don't say one Nigeria, tribes and tongues. No, tribes and tongues will differ.
It already does.
But in brotherhood we stand.
What are you doing now to make sure that inter-party tussle and everything that led to it would not happen a second time? So those are my two questions.
Good questions. These very ones who are on Twitter, on social media, and when it's now time to come and vote, they will not vote. And those are the ones who can make the decision to say that I will vote this party for president, I will vote this party for
it's not a party thing.
It's not a party thing, it's an individual thing.
Yeah.
So you have to bring the...
Are you a STEM professional and are looking to apply for U.S. permanent residency? Then stay tuned, because today I'm going to be discussing an exciting option for certain professionals in the STEM field. I'm attorney Carlos Colombo, and today we're going to discuss an opportunity for professionals that are in science, technology, engineering, or mathematics and are looking for U.S. permanent residency or the green card via the EB-2 National Interest Waiver, an option that many professionals don't fully understand. So here we go. Let's talk about what the EB-2 NIW is, what are the requirements to apply, and how you, as a STEM professional, can take advantage of the current administration's procedures. So first of all, in order for you to qualify for an EB-2 NIW, you must meet certain educational requirements. You can have a master's or a PhD, or you can have a university or college degree, 4 years or more, and 5 years or more of professional experience. That's the first part of the analysis. The second part is making sure that what you are coming to do to the United States would be in the national interest. And here is where you, as a STEM professional, can take advantage of certain announcements that they
out of sitting down in the armchair and coming out. And so what do I see? You know, there are little games that they play in elections. Within the area where educated people stay, what do? Electoral paper does not come out early. Why? Because educated people are not patient. They will come out 8 o'clock. The electoral paper is not here. By 9 o'clock, they've gone back home. Meanwhile, in the places where the uneducated voters are, they will stay there.
They will wait till 6 p.m. They will queue up.
They will stay there until the time. So they know those who are managing the politics of the day. They understand that if they want to frustrate you, all they need to do is just delay your voting. 30 minutes, you are gone.
All the people that you think would vote you, they've already left.
So you have to make up your mind that there's a consequence for going away. Stay there.
Yeah.
And that's all that.
This is the second question.
But on the first, let me just finish with the first one, because I needed to give some background. But however, if it was so, right, as you said, that it is just the thumb printing all the way across, then what you would have is that in 2015, Buhari was so popular, and it was anything but good luck. Then every state should come out and say, listen,
true,
it didn't.
It didn't happen like that.
So to understand that human beings are not as predictable as you think.
True that.
Right? They're not. So, regardless of what you would have, you would still have states that would go one way and other states that would go another way. So there is some sense in democracy. It will still work. It doesn't matter who comes out at the top. People will still connect at their state level with who is there. So state level politics will still play. Which then brings us to the question that you asked on the second question. What happened in my own state? In my state, you had a very fractious division between leaders of the party and determined that reconciliation was not going to happen. There is no house that is divided that will stand. It doesn't matter what you do. As long as that reconciliation will not happen, it wouldn't stand. And because a court case had already started all the time with these two factions, that court case went to the Supreme Court. Right? So what is different between then and now? The first aspect of it is that every court case that had led to that, after the elections, after everything was done, the Supreme Court now resolved all of those cases. So that case, from a court angle, is sorted, which means that you are not going to find yourself in that situation again where a party will be disqualified completely. So that is out of it. So my take is that we will not fall for the same thing where the party is out of
the ballot, even having done everything that needs to be done.
But reconciliation is necessary. You still need to talk to people.
Great. So I have another question, but I'll let you rest.
So I'm just really curious about where we start from causing the line of differences.
A very, very great insight. And we've got very cool on the camera again. It's shocking. So the truth has to be said. I think it was the first time Nnamdi Azikiwe and Tafawa Balewa met. And I think Nnamdi Azikiwe said, "Oh, let us forget our differences." And Tafawa Balewa says, "No, let us understand our differences."
Yes, we cannot forget our differences.
And I think the fact is, we must come to acceptance that we are not all the same. Our nuances are different. We must come to acceptance that Nigeria is a different country put together. That's why you see what the British left was deliberate. They left a regional system of autonomy.
Allowing us to tweak it.
Yeah, based on the fact that they know that the South has to go its way, still in a federation. The North has its peculiarities, the East has its peculiarities, and everybody can develop at their own pace. 66 marked the watershed, 15th of January. Because what happened on the 15th of January, the culmination of what had been happening all this while. The fact that it was a coup, the fact that the North felt that there was a couple of evil people that plotted a coup against them. One of the first things people in the North started saying then was Araba, that we want to leave this union. The fact that a lot of people felt that Agu Ironsi didn't handle things properly and it brought about a unitary government, which some people argue that was based on the Wilkins reports of 57. Because you see, we are really different people. So while we had regions, the minority groups who started shouting and they were unfairly treated. That led to a Wilkins report of 1957 on the minority groups. So take for instance in the Eastern region, and the German felt slighted because he felt the oil was coming from my backyard and the government of Eastern Nigeria was running the show out of Enugu. So when Isaac Adakaburu went to carry guns, it was because he felt this regional government was against me. And that's why you see this state creation. When they first created states, then everybody was happy that every one of us
do not have a voice.
But you see, we fail to realize that it's because we've not understood our peculiarities, we've not shown corruption, we've not shown the evil that we do amongst ourselves that is bringing the problem. So in building that holistic identity, the number one thing is honesty. We're not honest enough with ourselves to look ourselves in the face and tell ourselves the truth.
That's number one.
Secondly, we can't build it unless our leaders stop exploiting our differences. Because the problem is our leaders have been exploiting our differences to their own gains.
Religious, tribal, age,
they are
online, offline.
They are over 2 million Igbos in Lagos. But somebody wants to win an election, starts to say I'm on money now.
Just to
remember what happened in 2015.
Yes.
Somebody made a comment, then the Igbo said, okay,
we'll show you.
And that election was neck and neck.
So what our leaders should be saying is, we've got differences, but let's come together as one.
Yeah.
But the reverse is the case. What our leaders are always saying is, oh, let me characterize and play on the differences because of my own electoral gain. Because you see, we forget that a politician is concerned about the next election. A leader is concerned about the next generation. So what we should be having concern about the next generation that will not exploit this. But indeed, we can have a national creed. We have not found that ethos of what the Nigerian dream is.
That's
why some people will still always refer to the words of that Nigeria is a geographical expression, which Obamela was just saying to enunciate the fact that we've not found that ethos that binds us. I would like to coin the words of Italian statesman Maximiliano Azeglio that said, "We have built Italy. It is now time to build Italians." We have built Nigeria, albeit imperfect.
There's no country that's perfect.
It is time to now build Nigerians.
You don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air, like a blazing flare. Just stare, 'cause the flames will burn us up.
Guys, you need to start using Qualbot Premium for work. Look at all these benefits. Unlimited paraphraser. No more word limits. You can drop an entire presentation at once. Tone insights. Know exactly how your writing comes across to other people. Qualbot can change the style of your writing with the press of a button. Recommended rewrites. When writer's block hits,
Hi everybody. So I'm doing this live to be able to see how we can support the Naira and support the economy. And I have somebody very dear to me that'll be joining me. He's going to be giving us a masterclass on exports. I've known him for a while. He's one of the people of 3T Impacts, and it's more than a joy bringing you this live. And anytime I come to life like this, there's just a lot of impact I want to be able to bring your way. So once he sends his request, I'm going to definitely accept him, and we're going to have a session. So what we'll pretty much discuss this evening will be about import-export trade and FX issues, and we're going to be talking about the economy of Nigeria pretty much, from an import-export angle and all of that, and how we can ensure that people that are doing import and export still get, to be able to do well with FX and all of that. Yes, so I've been a little bit under the weather, struggling with a lot of flu, with a lot of ill health, but gradually I'm coming around, and I thank God for His mercies, and I appreciate God, for what He's been doing in my life and protection, and I thank you all for joining this live. So I'll just tell Mr. Dele Ayemibo to join me now, and then we start up this. And thank you guys so much, for your reaction to my plea about somebody that reached out to me, a medical doctor that told me his relative needed to do a brain tumor surgery. I'll still check on them this evening. Thank you all for your reaction. I think they've been able to get some things, to help them, and let's see how that pans out. So once we get all of that in, then I think we should be able to ensure that they're able to do the brain tumor surgery. And it's brain tumor is something that is very scary. I was hearing the story yesterday. It was quite scary. Just discovered that the relative was vomiting, constant vomiting, and the checks revealed that it was brain tumor. And it's just a sad one. So yeah, so jump on the live now. We're ready. Yeah. So it's just a very sad one, and I pray, for healing, and I pray for health, and I pray for capacity, for them as they go through a time like this, and it's just a very sad one. This is brought to you in partnership with VO News NG, our news portal, and most of the content here will also be available across on VO News and all of that. So VO News NG, you can check that up. It's a website, set up particularly for news and insights and all of that. So we'll be able to get all of that. Brother Mr. Pandele Ayemibo, you should be joining me soon on this live.
Let me use, I think I need to use another device.
Okay, try to use another device. Okay, so he'll try to join in and use another device, so he'll be able to get to see us properly, and so we'll be able to have the session. It's just going to be for 30 minutes, and it's going to be very enlightening. It's going to be about trade, it's going to be about development, and it's going to be about a lot of how you can impact and be impacted from this economy. Despite how things are, forex and trade investments. Let's see how this session will help you all. So let's see. Let's try to get him back on now, and we will be able to talk to him now. Okay, we're trying to join with him. We're joining on, and we're waiting. I think it's going to connect soon. Yep, it's going to connect soon. Yeah, it's going to connect soon. We're waiting on him. Okay. Let me try to accept again. Okay. So probably when he accepts, we'll be able to. Oh, he's unable to join. What is happening? Okay. Okay, so try to join again. Yeah, so okay, I think we're trying to see his request again so he can join. Yep. Good. I think he should be joining us now. Wow, what's happening?
All right, thank you.
Good to see you again, Mr. Abibo.
Good to see you. Well done. Thanks for doing this.
About close to 10 years ago, we used to talk about how trade can transform Nigeria. Yeah,
yes, on inspiration in those days.
He's the trade expert, and this is a session for a lot of people. And please utilize this. So today we're going to be talking about import-export trade and FX issues in the economy. You know, why is it increasingly essential for businesses in Nigeria, particularly importers, to diversify into exporting in a bid to generate change revenue? I mean, I think let's start from that conversation first.
I mean, if there is any time for that to happen, I think this is the time for that to happen, because it's getting to a point where people have to begin to generate their own FX themselves. Before now, I mean, people will go to CBN, queue up, and then you're able to get FX. But now we don't have enough FX. Everybody knows what's happening in the country. Our oil production has gone down. That's a major foreign exchange earner of the country. So if you really want to still be in the business and be competitive, of course, there's no better time to consider non-oil export than now. The economy is forcing a lot of businesses that hitherto have not thought of that to begin to see the need for it right now.
So non-oil export, a lot of say, can it be as viable as oil? And I know you have a lot of data as regards that, you know, the capacity of non-oil export. Let's talk through that. Can it be as viable as oil? And what are the, you know, primary challenges faced by import-dependent businesses in Nigeria regarding forex and all of that?
Yes, it can be as viable as oil because world trade now is about 24.5 trillion. Crude oil is just about $1 trillion, between 800 and 1.2 trillion. So, and world trade is 24.3 or 24.5 trillion. So if crude is just about $1 trillion, obviously we can do a lot more as far as oil is concerned. So if you look at a lot of other areas, from the commodity itself to secondary product to finished product, crude oil is definitely small compared to what the world is trading in. Sometimes you see electronic gadgets, motor vehicle, crude oil, and gold. They are all oscillating as the topmost export every year. So it just, of course, it's a reasonable volume in terms of exports in the world, but we still have a lot of other options that can be considered in Nigeria and, of course, in other parts of the world. So, but for Nigeria for now, because of the infrastructure that have been built over the years, that is still a major foreign exchange earner for us. If we are going to build the others, I'm talking about now for the nation, we definitely will take a long time to get to where crude is. But for individuals doing businesses and need forex, they don't need to take that long time for them to be able to generate forex for them to use for their own transaction.
So let's break it down. How possible is this? What are those commodities? What are those commodities that can give us export? Excite us with the numbers. I know you're the risk.
I mean, if you go by the MBS statistics, the top export of Nigeria, if I look at agro commodity, you'll be looking at cocoa, you'll be looking at cashew, you'll be looking at sesame, you'll be looking at soya beans. Interestingly, I don't know if you remember one of those days that we talk about the need to consider soya beans. that was supposed to be a major financing area for many countries that Nigeria was not considering, now is getting to among the top commodity being exported in Nigeria. In the world, soya beans is over 70 billion. In fact, if you look at cocoa beans, about 10 billion, cashew nut about 6 billion, sesame seed about 3-4 billion. If you add all the agro commodity Nigeria is doing together, all of them combined, I mean, the world total market value is not up to soya beans alone. It's not up to soya beans alone. And Nigeria has what it takes if we, I mean, you're an okay, no, is it agronomist now? I want to say you're agronomist. I know you know a lot about agri, but I'm thinking about you per hectare. That's why I refer to that.
Of physiology and the kind of training I got, I went through every aspect of agriculture. So I did fishery, I did courses in animal breeding and genetics, I did courses in crop production, soil texture, you know, soil analysis and all of that. I did courses in pasture and range management, I mean, and toxicology. So, you know, I did a broad range in my training. So I have experiences in, you know, fisheries, poultry, apart from being a core animal physiologist and anatomist, and also about crop protection and all of that, you know, and crop production in general. So my training is like a wide-ranging training across board. So you've talked about soya. I know there are a lot of people out here that might see these things and they want to be part of it, but you know they don't know how to be part of it. And that's why the very first thing I'd like to beg you for during this session is there a number people can call you after this session? I know people will call you. Please, can you give us that number first before we continue?
Okay. You can call the number, send a WhatsApp to the number 0809 080-9999-3142. A WhatsApp is most preferred. 080-9999-3142. 080-9999-3142.
Okay, so that's for your number afterwards. So you've been able to excite us with the numbers and everything, but why is that Nigeria is not now exporting all of these things, you know, to be able to reposition our economy? Why is that we are not getting all of this? And, you know, what are the primary challenges faced by import-dependent business in Nigeria? And how can business in Nigeria strategically position import-focused operation to exporting to alleviate foreign exchange concerns?
Okay, let me take the first part. Why are we not doing enough in export? It might interest you to know the Nigerian total number of exporters, according to Nigerian Export Promotion Council, in 2022, we are still waiting for the data of last year. 2022 was 1,172. To put that in perspective, our population is over 200 million. America population is about 300 million. American export is about 300,000 businesses. In UK, about 150,000 businesses. By the way, registered exporter in Nigeria is about 15,000 plus. According to NEPC, this was over a year ago. According to NEPC, but the people exporting are very few. And one of the major challenges is lack of export readiness. Lack of export readiness. I'll come back to this later on. Talking about how exporters can position themselves. What I discover is that, do you know, it's actually a lot easier for an exporter, for an importer to become an exporter than someone that has not done import before. For an importer, let's say I'm importing battery from China. Car battery from China. I can export the raw material of that product to the same company that is producing my battery. That means we can have a symbiotic relationship. We can have a symbiotic relationship. So for an importer, it's just to flip it. The documentation are still pretty much similar. The challenges you face at the port, if you are used to challenges at the port as an importer, you can easily handle it as an exporter because you're used to those challenges already. If you move your good on barge to avoid the issue on the road in Apapa, you already know what to do on export. So to a very large extent, it's just to flip and then to now learn what are the differences, what do I need to leverage upon to be able to pivot from import to export and generate foreign exchange. Now, for the readiness issue I talked about earlier, the real issue is readiness. You know, I actually took a PhD to find solution to that problem of export readiness. And when I finished that thesis, I came up with a model and tested it on about 120 businesses in Nigeria. About 3 to 4%, 3.6% were export ready. Guess what? 66% were almost ready, meaning they scored between 70 to 89. Those that scored 90% and above are export ready. Those that scored between 70 to 89 are almost ready, meaning they can actually export. Only that they will have some area they are lacking behind that if they don't fix, it might be a problem in future. But only very few businesses are export ready. So the challenge of readiness is the reason why we have a large number of companies registered with the government, but only few have been able to export successfully.
Okay. So you talk about export readiness. Then how do we solve that problem? Then what's the role of government policies in incentivizing and shifting businesses towards exporting to address this forex shortage? Because we need forex, and that's why I'm part of this. Since we are not getting from crude oil, we can get it from other commodities we have here.
Yes. Now, first of all, we are not, as far as government is concerned, I'm still waiting for the policy direction. I'm aware NEPC executive had a retreat recently. We are waiting for their plan. I've not seen a serious plan on the part of the government in terms of what the government is doing. For example, I'm expecting that we'll see the president mention this very frequently. You know, there is this thing about body language. I mean, you guys are the one in the media. You talk about a lot about body language, that when the president is thinking a direction, all the lieutenants go in that direction. I've not seen that for the new administration, that talking about it in a way that will make the people to now say, okay, look, this is what our boss is talking about. This is what we need to begin to do. That's one thing I think needs to be done. Number two, financing. If I'm going to export, you know, sometimes, currently, people are still exporting to Ukraine. People are still shipping to Russia, even though they are in the midst of war. And the reason is because the government of those nations give their people export credit insurance. They want the people to go ship to that country. This country is buying a critical product we need. If you have issues shipping there because of the war going on, we will insure your proceed. That is what a number of countries are doing. That makes entrepreneurs to take bigger risk because the government is protecting them. After all, the money is already being stolen. Why can't governments take a lot of money on its people? By insuring their transaction. And by insuring their transaction, it becomes a lot easier for them to take higher risk. We are looking for forex. That can make people to want to do a lot of export and be able to generate a lot of forex in the country. So one of the biggest challenges, we are not getting enough support. Government is trying. I mean, the last administration, for example, they gave about 50 billion to support export, and it's not an audio money. I was among the consultants that review businesses, and I know businesses that got part of that money. If we can do that frequently, not just once in a while, that one happened. It was supposed to be a COVID support, and since 2020, it has not happened again. See, it has not happened again. But businesses got it, and I know someone today that has a factory, processing factory, because of that money. So we need a lot of support on the part of the government in that direction to be able to support people that want to go into this space.
Okay. So the long-term benefit for Nigerian businesses, you know, if they pivot, how can they? And can you just tell us some of the products, quick wins? Because after this conversation, I know averagely we have thousands of people watching this now via this my Instagram TV. Rufai network on Instagram. I want nothing less than 1,000 exporters from here now so that we can empower.
That's a very, very audacious. But it's good. It's good.
I'm a man of
Rufai is very, and it's very possible.
Yeah.
It's very possible. Number one is anybody thinking of export, what I would strongly recommend you first go and get is the knowledge. For those that listen to you on TV, you agree with me that, I mean, this not to, I'm not massaging your ego. Even when we used to do radio together, the way you talk about the business is as if you are in the business. And that shows how much you read. And that's just to tell people that, look, if you are going to be able to do the business, then you must learn about it. Because international trade is knowledge intensive. The reason why people lose money is because of the challenge of not being able to get the right knowledge. Let me give you an example. I was at a program last year, November. It was organized by one of the banks, and the coordinator of Southwest in Lagos for NPC were together on the panel, and was telling me that, can you imagine that a Nigerian business exported cashew nuts to India, and the cashew nuts have quality issues when they open the container in India? But that problem could have been solved in Nigeria if the person understands the fact that raw cashew nut export, the maximum moisture should be between 8 to 9, max 10%. And that it should be loaded, put in a jute bag for ventilation, and should be put in a container with desiccant in the container to absorb moisture in transit. Now, that is the knowledge for that kind of commodity. If you don't do it, you might find out that they open the container in India and the cashew nut will be growing because of the heat and the moisture in the container. Now, that is the challenge of knowledge. You will have heard several times that the DJ of NADA will say, oh, Nigerian product is being rejected. And people will say, Nigerian product is rejected. Government embarked at some point on certification of our factories for SMEs to be able to produce to a certain standard because of quality issue. This is just talking about the importance of having knowledge of the product. Knowledge of the product. And we do a free seminar every Thursday because of this. In fact, in the month of February, we'll be doing free seminar for about 80 products. We will take the product one by one. We have highlighted about 80 different products from agro commodity to semi-processed goods to solid minerals every Thursday on Zoom. I've had a session today, for example, and you can be able to learn. So you'll be able to know, okay, if I want to export, like you said, cashew nut, what is involved? If I want to export a shea butter, what is involved? If I want to export cocoa beans, what is involved? If I want to export slippers. If I want to export, yes, of course, people export slippers to West Africa. Enough. Rubber slippers is a major Nigerian export. Rubber slippers, cigarettes, are major Nigerian export to West Africa. In fact, this issue happening in Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso, we have first some Nigerian businesses shipping to those regions. Because even our insecticide for mosquito, Nigeria do a lot of shipment of that. And by the way, exporting value-added good does not mean I have to be the producer. For example, I export pap. You know I export pap to the UK, for example. But I don't produce pap. I export kuli-kuli. I don't produce kuli-kuli. I export gari. I don't produce the gari. I don't need to produce it. I can be a merchant. And that's why I've been saying that Japa, in as much as it's causing brain drain, it can be a blessing in disguise if we harness the potential of Nigerian abroad to develop market for a lot of Nigerian businesses.
I know people want to contact you. Call your number again. And you remember many years ago, you and I started a little export cooperative where we can take people's products to the UK.
I remember. Yes. I remember you gave me some product samples.
Get oil. Today I never get baby. I don't know why. Get oil and some other products like that. They took some were not taken and all of that. Can we also have something like this? And people also ask him, is the training, is it, online, the free training? So when you say...
Yes, it's online. It's on Zoom online, yes.
Somebody was already saying, seminar that they will answer to pay money. I was exactly what you said, free, because we just want...
Free.
And we just want to help people. But so call your number again.
0809
yes
999 3142 080 9999 3142. WhatsApp only. 080 9999 3142.
Okay.
We have paid training, no doubt, but we also have free training. Like I told you, we are trying to do 80 different products. Because it's a weekly program, we will not be able to finish this year. We'll finish it next year. But we're going to take it one by one. If you chat that number, you will get the link. The link is the same.
Ooh.
Every Thursday by 5 to 6 p.m. Every Thursday, 5 to 6 p.m.
Okay. What are these innovations
strategy Nigerian businesses can adopt to enhance, competitiveness in the national market. You said before that people are still exporting to Russia and Ukraine. I mean, what are they exporting to these countries despite the challenges they have? And, how can we also have that level of sustainability here, And what is the effect of relying solely on import rather than being an export economy?
Now, relying on import being an export economy is the reason where we are right now. The reason Nigeria is currently having the issue we are having is actually because of that reliance, that over-reliance on import. Because there's so many things to import. Now, the issue, Rufai, is not really import, though, because when you look at Nigeria import per capita compared to South Africa, Nigeria is not importing as much as South Africa. In fact, it's bad now. As at the time we were having those programs in those days, Nigeria export was about 50 to 60 billion dollars. South Africa was 80, 90 billion dollars. South Africa export has grown to 120 billion dollars. Nigeria is still within 50 to 60 billion. Nigeria export is still within 50 to 60 billion. Last year, South Africa export was about 120 billion. So Africa have grown. We have not grown. We have not grown. And the reason, like I said earlier, is this deliberate effort by the government. When Obama became president, the news added that major manufacturer, because he discovered that for every $1 billion export, there are hundreds of thousands of jobs created. This is set up a committee that reports to him directly. This committee reports to him directly. The Boeing CEO was the chairman, I think the first committee chairman. And the reason is because he wants to hear from them and work with them to fix their issue to grow U.S. export. U.S. is still the second largest exporter next to China. I mean, China export has cost 2 trillion. U.S. is 1.5, 1.6 trillion. So if we can take this serious, and I mean at the level of presidency, if I look at this, do you know that Nigerian businesses want to export, and the landing fee of the airline, the charges of fan because of the target government are giving them, is making it difficult for the airline to give us a reasonable price. Their rates are very high. Now, we want to grow export. We can do a lot of perishable through the air. Some countries, I mean, you are aware of what Kenya is doing, and some of East African countries, they will be able to ship some of these products.
Because I know Kenya now, as we speak, are already preparing to ship their flowers for Valentine to Europe. Most of the flowers that will be bought in Valentine, Kenya is already shipping as we speak.
It's already planning to ship it. So we've not gotten to that point, because you see a situation where in Nigeria, you have a situation where if at some point I was asking the CEO of the coordinator of NDPC in Lagos that how on earth both of you are reporting to the same government? This was in the last administration. How can you be reporting to the same government and your action, you need to grow non-export, and another agency is having policy that is negating what you want to do? And he said, I mean, it's difficult for them because they are following up, but nothing is happening. So it's like there's no cohesion even among the agencies of government to be able to support export as much as possible. As much as possible. Because if this is done, you have a situation where if the government says, okay, we are ready to now do this shipment, every other agency of government needs to work in the same direction. For example, Nexim Bank will want to give money to support that kind of initiative. FAN, in fact, look at another one. Sometimes especially we are talking about this, but it's good we are talking about this. We can never tell, maybe there is a government official that is on this platform that might be able to take it up. There is an issue in Apapa, being able to ship to Apapa. So we now have to use a badge to be able to move the goods from, let's say, Ikorodu, for example, or from Amuwo, or from Abule Osun, to move it on water to Apapa and Tinkan. Rufai, do you know that FAN, Nimasa, they are now increasing the fee of waterway by badge, making the cost even almost higher than going by truck for a short distance. So it's like we want to grow export on one hand, but we are also not helping. I know this agency have target. That's why I say you have to come from the top, such that at the end of the day, they work to support Nigeria Export Promotion Council initiative to be able to grow non-oil export as much as possible.
Let's talk about possible collaboration with governments. How can we help governments in this and also help the people? And like I said, please, he has given the number a couple of times, get across to him as we start round up. How can we help government? And like that scheme we did before, where we wanted to hold the hands of, exporters and things like that, and people that had exciting products, what can we do as regards that? And is it every product you must export with an export license? What are the little African countries here and there that we can export so that we can earn, even if it's CFA now, because CFA is already higher than enough?
CFA is, there's a program I wanted to do with someone in Cote d'Ivoire, and we were negotiating, and I was checking CFA. The last time I went to Cote d'Ivoire, it was almost at par. Now, ₦1 million is about 430,000 CFA. ₦1 million. 400, as I was checking yesterday, I was negotiating with this guy, 430,000 CFA. So any CFA is like any dollar. Now, let me come to your first question about what can we. That's one of the reasons why we are actually doing the free seminar. Actually, is to increase awareness, because if you are not aware of what is possible, you don't even begin to think and do something about it. You don't even begin, because you can only begin to do something about it when you are even aware that, you mean there's so much demand for gari, there's so much demand for pap, there's so much demand for coconut, there's so much demand for this product that we have in the country. So you need to be first of all aware, and that is one of the things I think we can do is continue that seminar. Now, hand-holding is one of the things we do, even though that comes at a cost. That's the mentoring program. That comes at a cost, because the truth is, if you are going to export, you will need a lot of funds to be able to even do the business itself. And you can see that as part of the cost of business development. But in terms of supporting government sincerely, this kind of initiative, which you have graciously agreed to do, is one of the things that can be done such that people can begin to get as much information as possible and become aware of the possibility within this space. There is no better time to consider explorer than this. And this is the time for us to begin to think of it. Maybe this will be an avenue to be able to grow the number of exporters in Nigeria. And like you said, maybe we can get 1,000 people coming on board.
Look at the state of the states. Most of our state governors are very mentally lazy people. Can you tell me some of the states in Nigeria, some of the products that they can be exporting, and how much you can possibly give them in IGR, in commodity? Take, for instance, I know there are some states in the north that have access to gum arabic. Gum arabic is used to make fizzy drink, a very popular fizzy drink.
It's used to make capsule,
and all of that. But they are not utilized. Can you tell us what the states will make with that, utilize that, and if they do?
Very important. We did this also 2016, and I revised it early this year. Last year, when the election was coming. Number one, there is no state in Nigeria that should be poor. No state. Every state in Nigeria have a particular product that they can export. And here is my suggestion. I'm not suggesting anything new. Currently, government partner with the IOCs, so they produce the oil. Nigeria have a percentage of it. We ship it out. We make money from it. We can do the same for lead oil. We can do them for tantalite. We can do the same for sesame seed. We can do the same for ginger. The idea is this: a state governor. Let's leave sesame seed. I served in Jigawa State, and I remember as a copper in Jigawa State, I see sesame seed. I always joke that if I have known about sesame seed and export, maybe I will not leave Jigawa State, because Jigawa State produce so much amount of sesame seed, and in my analysis, this state can generate over 100 billion if you use 20 to 30% of the land mass to grow sesame seed, and the state can partner with its citizens and give them guarantee. Go and produce sesame seed. I will buy from you as the government, and I will pay you 3 months after you deliver. Within that 3 months, the government can process it, can clean it, can bag it, and export. When the government is doing it, the government should not do it himself. Government should partner with a major sesame seed exporter in Nigeria. Set up the processing plan. Let those people set up a joint venture with them. They will be the one to export, and government will get a good chunk of the income from this particular export. And from the income of government can pay the farmers who farm that sesame seed. So instead of people coming to the state, government can give them improved seedling, support them with land and everything they need. They produce that sesame seed, bring it to a particular location where government can buy it off. Government can give them guarantee, we will pay you in 6 months, and give them a guarantee, a bank guarantee to that effect. This can be replicated for cocoa, for cashew, for ginger, for gum arabic, like you've mentioned, for sesame seed, for lead, for zinc, for copper, for palm oil, and a number of other products. And no state in Nigeria will be poor at the end of the day because they can generate it themselves. But like you said, they are sharing trillions of naira now, Rufai. I'm not sure the governors, I'm not sure any of them is going to speak in this direction. You are giving them a lot of work. They don't want to work.
It's making them more dense. They don't want to work. So let's open their brain. Because you can see anything in foreign direct investment. So you talked about sesame seeds in the north. All right. What about things like tomato? In the 60s, I know Nigeria used to export 1/3 of all the tomatoes in West Africa sub-region. What are some other crops? I know ginger. I know onion is there.
All of them have huge demand. All of them. If you are going to do tomato, you can do tomato by air. Only that you need to have a cold chain to move it under control condition to the airport and air freight it. Now, but there's a challenge with fresh fruit. If you don't have organic certification, and now we have local gap in Nigeria, so you can actually get organic certification in Nigeria now. There's a company in Abuja that can help you get that organic certification. If you don't have that certification, it will limit the market you can access. But if you have organic certification, then you can expand your market to many European countries, and of course, not America, but mainly in European countries, because there is a flight of DHL that come into Nigeria every day, pick up fresh produce. The painful thing is that majority of those fresh produce come from West Africa. Allied there go to pick them up, drop them on a tarmac. From there, they load it into the DHL plane and they go to Brussels every day. I think Monday to Friday, every day. But like I said, the major challenge is that majority of the commodity and the fresh fruit on it are not from Nigeria. They are from West Africa because a number of those farms have organic certification and a lot of demand for them. From pineapple to avocado to pawpaw, these are all different products that are exported from Nigeria. Only that it's not from Nigerian farm and with vegetable to these countries in Europe, into the European countries.
Okay. One thing is certain, we'll keep bringing this to people from time to time because time is fast spent.
Thank you very much for making this happen.
And I just hope we have opened the eyes of our political leaders and our governors. For all of you that say, Rufai, you just talk, you don't find with people learn, and I want to partner with you on this. As you called me, I said I will make my platform available for nothing. And because I know the growth of Nigeria is the growth of all of us.
Yeah.
In?
Yeah, 08099993142.
Okay.
08099993142.
Okay.
08099993142.
So I can assure you this, I will still look for more time to bring Dr. Bamidele Ayemi-Bor, for insights like this on trade.
And Dr. Rufai also. I know you have PhD now.
We thank God for it. Thank God for the recognition. Truth has to be said. It's somebody I know very well. I worked on radio for many years and used to have a show with 3T Impacts then, on radio.
But now on Nigeria Info.
Okay, now you're on Nigeria Info. You also be a consultant, as regards trade and network. We did a lot of things with Fidelity Bank then. I don't take for this business. Fidelity Bank, and we did a lot of other things and all of that. And one other thing I'd like to tell you is this. I built a center recently in honor of my father in the village.
I saw it. I'm following your line. I saw it.
want a case where we can also take this to the people in my village so that they can benefit. We can have export trains. Maybe anytime you're ready, we can bring them together, open their eyes to things like this. Because people in the villages, they might have all of these products to export. They don't even know how to go about it. But we can also empower them. You know, it's something that we can think about.
Tell you what I think. Let me tell you what I think we can do. That kind of arrangement, because I don't know how educated many of them are, but what they can do is to produce a standard to plug it into different export channels so they can get a lot of orders. Currently, I'm exporting Gary, and somewhere in Ijebu, someone is producing for us. So that kind of network. So we can throw up this kind of product that they are producing and then network them with a lot of exporters that can even give them money to produce and begin to export. Because for those in the villages, they might not have enough financial muscle to be able to have extended cash conversion cycle. But if they plug in into exporter who can finance them, they produce for them, and they are growing, the exporter are growing. So they are still indirect export, only that they are working with people who then do the shipment. They can get their money up front and produce. I think that kind of arrangement can work.
Okay, great. We'll look at the possibility of that and we'll see how we can empower people together. Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank you very much for making this happen. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Good to see you again.
Get more insight from him. Bless you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.